Hey, how's it going?
My name's Nathan and I'm from England. What's your name and where are you from?
My name is Atsu and I'm from Japan.
Cool. What part of Japan are you living in?
I'm living in Tokyo.
I've been to Japan 3 times though.
Oh, you've been to Japan 3 times? Actually, I'm a YouTuber and I'm wondering if I can post this video on YouTube.
Yeah, I guess you can put it on YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I'm English YouTuber, so I
Mhm.
sometimes post a conversation in English so people can learn something out of it. Okay, cool. So I just want to do a free conversation today.
Yeah, sure.
Are you still in England?
I'm in the UK. Yeah, I live in a city called Brighton.
Brighton.
Hmm
So how's the situation going over there? Like, is that treating you well?
It's going okay, as good as it can be, I guess.
Yeah.
Given the government's response, you know, we're on lockdown. We've been in lockdown for 6 weeks now. I've not been in work for 6 weeks since lockdown began. I work in a school as a performing arts technician. But luckily I've been working on Camberley, so I haven't been going crazy. So I've been doing that for myself. I've been okay, but the death rate's still pretty high. The contagion rate is about 4,000 a day, which is a little bit unusual because it doesn't seem to be going anywhere below that. But we just have to wait and see what happens.
They're pretty much in the same boat, I think. The situation is not as bad as England, I think, but still we are struggling to make the slope, downward.
Yeah.
It's kind of reached a plateau, but it doesn't seem to be going down yet. So yeah, we just have to be all patient, I think.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So in Japan, in Tokyo, is there any restrictions to the movement of people?
Well, yeah, there is a strong recommendation or request from the government not to go outside, but they cannot force people to go outside. So, there is no fine or anything, even if
Oh, really?
So yeah, there's still some cafes, supermarkets, convenience stores open, but they're just shortening hours, or some of the shops have completely closed because there is a big decline in the number of people walking around. But there are still some people walking around this.
Yeah. The British government tried a similar tactic to your government. Now they recommended that people didn't go out, and they recommended that bars and cafes close. But the insurance companies wouldn't pay out if the government just recommended it. The government had to enforce it. So the businesses in the UK were pretty angry at the government because they were told to close, but if they close, they're going to lose their income and revenue. So they weren't protected or covered by their insurance. So there was a period of time where business was closed because of the choice of the business and because of the lack of demand, but then they couldn't be compensated for it because the government didn't want to hit the red button.
Yeah, so there is a dilemma there, right?
Yeah,
businesses want to close their businesses, of course, given the situation, because there are not many people are coming in. But at the same time, if they close completely, then they won't be able to pay their fixed costs like rent and everything, and they will end up going bankrupt. And that's a big loss, and that actually can completely kill their lives. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Someone's got to pick up the bill. So either the government bails out the businesses, the insurance companies bail out the businesses, or the companies, effectively get a loan. So everyone's just passing the buck. You know what I mean? They don't.
Yeah, it's like
I don't want to pay it. I don't want to pay it.
Yeah, it's like we are playing cards, right?
Yeah.
And then somebody has to draw the joker.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone passing around the joker.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, apart from that, I don't mind the lockdown. Actually, I'm quite. Normally, I have to wake up for 5:45 in the morning every day to get to my school, and I have to travel for an hour to and from, so 2 hours a day. So I'm liking the break of the no commuting and getting up a bit later. So I get to work online. So I'm pretty. My anxiety levels have gone down a bit actually. Just don't go outside and you're fine.
Because you don't have the pressure to have to go.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not traveling every day. I'm not running around crazy at work. I can pick when I start to work on Camberley, things like that.
Do you think you are genetically an early bird or a night owl?
I think, well, I'm adjusting. When I adjusted from working in the school from nightlife, that was a massive. I was depressed. I wasn't used to it. I didn't like it. So maybe I think genetically everyone's meant to be awake in the day, I reckon, genetically. However, I think the modern lifestyle makes people change. Like, I was totally fine with waking up later in the day and going to bed at 3 a.m. But it is like a different world. Different things happen in the nighttime. Different people, you meet different people in nighttime. Society changes slightly. It's interesting, very interesting thing. All the teachers and all the people who work in schools and offices are all in bed, and other type of people like yourself, YouTubers, they're going to go out because they have a different shift pattern. So it's a very different. It's like two parts of society. It's kind of cool.
You experience both parts of the society.
Yeah, I prefer getting up later, and I prefer going out at night, and I prefer that. I love it. But society, my job dictates that I need to conform and be like everybody else, which is one thing I don't like. I don't like that, but I have to. I would happily get up later and finish later. Getting up at early morning, it does affect my mental health. It stresses me out. I hate it. I hate waking up early in the morning.
Morning people often, talk about like all the benefits of waking up early and, being productive in the morning. But like to me, because normally it takes like 2 to 3 hours for the brain to start actually functioning properly, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I feel like it's actually less productive to have to work in the morning.
I just think we just, start the school day, for example, business hours. Why does it need to be 8 o'clock? Why can't it be 10 o'clock? It's not an extreme. We can get up naturally when the sun rises. There's no crazy rush. Start a couple of hours later. We'll all feel so much better, and start 2 hours later. Sorry, finish 2 hours later. It's not a big ask. That's what I think we should do as society. Or maybe have flexible working hours. And I know what it's like in Japan with commuters. People commute for hours, like myself. In and out of the center for work. Why can't they push? There's probably a group of people, maybe 20 people in the office. Why don't they just all start later on? Why does it need to be all at the same time? So why do these people need to travel in so early in the morning? They can maybe work a bit later, and start a bit later.
Maybe if we look on the bright side, this virus maybe giving us like more diverse ways of thinking, because now is the time to be flexible.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So,
we've got 20 seconds left.
Right.
So am I going to be YouTube famous?
Yeah, possibly. There may be a lot of people coming to you after I post a video. My YouTube is called Atsueigo.
Okay, cheers, man.
I type it up for you.
Yeah,